Hello everyone. I'm going to try to teach you how a ground loop happens. I'm going to use my daughter's pedal plane. It's an Crystal Eagle, and the pilot is her Staffy Squishamo. Doesn't know how to fly it. So tailwheel airplanes are a little more prone to ground loops, even though you can ground loop a nosewheel airplane as well, because tailwheel airplanes are unstable on the ground. They have the CGs behind the main wheels. So as I'll show you here, if I try to push this airplane this way, it's really hard to push, so it's unstable going forward. It's hard to keep it straight. It's easier to push it backwards, so it's unstable going forward, stable going backwards. And if I have a, say, strong crosswind here, let's assume from the left, I have my runway here, there's a center line, and to the left of the center line is going to be the upwind side of the runway, just because it's closer to the wind in this case, and to the right is going to be the downwind side of the runway because it's farther away from the wind. So when I'm up flying, up in the air, if I have a strong crosswind from the left, the wind is going to push me downwind to the right in this case. But when I come in for landing, and after the main wheels have touched down, what happens is now I'm pivoting about the main wheels, and in this case the first thing that's going to happen when I have a crosswind, if I'm neglect engine effects and the pilot's not applying any input, is that the wind is going to push right here on the vertical stabilizer. So as I touch down right here and I have a strong crosswind, first thing that's going to happen is that the airplane is going to yaw into the relative wind. Why? Due to a phenomenon that is called weather vane stability effect. So the airplane is going to weather vane into the wind. Why? Because the wind just pushed the vertical stabilizer. So it's going to yaw into the wind due to weather vane stability effect. The next thing that is going to happen is that the airplane is going to roll away from the relative wind. In this case, the left wing is going to pick up and very likely is going to hit the downwind wing, in this case the right one. And this is due to the Hadrol effect. The Hadrol effect is going to make it roll away from the relative wind. So the airplane is going to end up on the upwind side of the runway, is going to yaw into the wind, and is going to roll away from the relative wind. As the airplane is yawing into the wind, when the pilot looks out the window and sees the airplane going to the left in this case, natural reaction is going to be to put the stick to the right. And that is the worst thing that somebody can do. Why? Because it's going to make first the Hadrol effect worse. It's already wanting to roll away from the relative wind. It's going to make that worse. In addition to that, when my right aileron is up, the left wing is going to be creating less left is going to try to yaw into the wind furthermore due to adverse yaw. So that's the worst thing that somebody can do. So again, if I am on final and I'm trying to apply crosswind correction, the first thing that I can do is to put my stick or yoke, the ailerons, into the wind to counteract the Hadrol effect, and the rudder downwind to counteract weather vane stability effect.